Hi, this is Will Frazier with Opinions of Value. Succession planning. Well, it's a business continuation strategy designed to facilitate the transfer of a private company's management, ownership, and leadership from one generation to the next. Now, in some family businesses, there are no members of the next generation in management. So that transition process comes in the form of a sale of the business. And so in that case, perhaps a more apt term instead of succession planning would be transition planning. But regardless of what you call it, it's a multi-year, multifaceted process that requires the participation of management, the board of directors, and a host of other outside professionals. For example, the company's CPAs, their corporate attorneys, financial advisors, and of course an attorney who will design an estate plan for those that are going to be selling or gifting their shares. Now, at this point, let me make a proposal that you add to the transition team the services of a qualified, experienced business appraiser. Why? Because the most important element of the transition is value. If management's carefully laid plans don't result in an increase in the company's value, then that succession plan hasn't been very successful. So I suggest companies engaged in succession planning or transition planning perform a baseline valuation of the company and have that valuation updated on a regular basis, even quarterly. Now, I've been told, well, why not just have an EBITDA multiple applied to latest 12 months quarterly EBITDA and determine value that way? Well, yes, that will give you a value, but of what significance is that value? This implies that if EBITDA goes up, then the value of the company always goes up. This is not always true. Furthermore, EBITDA multiples change from time to time. Who's going to determine when, how, and why that multiple changes? And even a slight change in the EBITDA multiple can make a significant change in the company's value. So are you going to let the most important statistic you have for the transition planning, the company's value, be determined so casually? So I would suggest you adopt something I call the managerial business valuation system. Now, no, this is not some fancy software product. This is merely the company employing a qualified, experienced business appraiser who, using a discounted cash flow model integrated with company's projected financial statements, can work with management and interested parties in monitoring the value of the company through the transition plan. For example, let's assume next year the company is planning on making a significant capital expenditure and at the same time incurring a significant amount of debt. Now, what's going to be the impact on the company's revenues, income, expenses, value? Well, now most companies and their financial staff have the capability of performing capital budgeting for something like this, but they're probably not comfortable or qualified to perform or determine the value of the company. So remember, this is not business as usual. The company is in a transition plan, and understanding the value is critical. Its outcome is of extreme importance to family members that are shareholders, who might become shareholders, or who stand to inherit from the proceeds of the sale of the company. So monitoring or tracking value as it evolves during the transition plan is of extreme importance. It's critical. And this is Will Frazier, and I hope my opinions are of value to you.